Hey, good morning, it's Pete from Figlife.com, and today I'm going to talk about a fig called Damigella con Ramo. So this was a tree that was introduced a couple years ago by a collector that goes by the name Dragon King. She had introduced a bunch of LaRusso varieties, and there was a lot of I guess hype around these varieties at the time. Now in retrospect, I think there's general agreement that most of those varieties didn't pan out, and a lot of them were Smyrna types, which of course can't be grown outside of the areas with the wasp like California. But there's actually a couple that have become known as pretty good figs, and this is one that last year I liked a lot. Not a lot of people grow this. There was a collector down in Florida that got it, and he's the one I got it from, and he liked it a lot, and then I grew it and I liked it a lot. So then I was telling people that I thought it was a pretty good tasting fig, and then I'm continuing to grow it this year. So I'm excited to try the taste of this because I thought it had a pretty unique flavor, but I did only get a few figs off of it last year, so maybe this year I'll be able to provide a better description of the taste and see if it was just a one-year thing or if it continues to produce good tasting figs this year. So let's go take a look at the fruit. Okay, so here's my figs from Damigella con Ramo. I've got 3 figs, and in various states of ripeness. I'd say these 2 are less ripe than this one. This one, when I picked it, I didn't get any latex off the top. Whereas these, I got just a little bit of latex off the top when I picked it. They all feel pretty soft, although this one is definitely the softest. And you can see quite a bit more sugar spotting on this fig as compared to the others. So we'll try these and see how they fare when I cut them open. You can see the eye there is just a little bit open, but pretty tight. In fact, this one looks to be almost completely closed. And we have had quite a bit of rain here, so I'm not surprised to see that eye, just opening a little bit. But overall, this has not been a variety that I've had a lot of bug issues with. I'm starting to get some fruit flies now this time of year here, which is a real pain. But they don't appear to be bothering this variety yet, so that's good. So this may seem to do pretty well against the bugs. Let me go ahead and cut these open. All right, so actually these all look pretty good on the inside. I mean, this is one that I thought might not be fully ripe, but now that I cut it open, it actually looks okay. Same thing with this one, maybe a little less ripe on this one. And this was the one that was the ripest, and you can see this definitely looks to be fully ripe. But I don't see a lot of spoilage in there either, so this might be pretty good. All right, I cut these up. So I feel like a lot of my varieties recently, at least today, have been kind of watered down. I've gotten a lot of rain here recently, and I think that's impacted the flavor. But I got 3 different figs here in various states of ripeness, so hopefully I'll get some flavor out of this. Let me try this one first. This is Damigella con Ramo. Yeah, not a lot of flavor from that one. Let me try this one. This is the ripest of the 3. Yeah, not a lot of flavor. Let me try this one. Yeah, it's just too much rain. All my figs are just tasting really bland. All right, so this is Damigella con Ramo. This is another fig that's been ripening for me here. It's August 17th or 18th, and I'm getting a lot of figs off this tree right now. All right, so this is Damigella con Ramo. Again, really like the flavor of this last year. The rain, man. The rain's just done a number on these figs. Try this other one. Okay, that had a little bit of sweetness. Just a real light flavor, but not enough to really do a fair review of this fig. Yeah, I just need more. I need more flavor. I need less rain. All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Pete. It's here in Northern Virginia. It is August 27th, and I'm doing another video on Damigella con Ramo. I've done several videos of these previously, and I've tried Damigella con Ramo several times, and the taste has just not been there. I know this fig can taste really good because I tasted this fig last year and it tasted really good, and this year it just has not been tasting good for me. And I've theorized that maybe that's because it's ripening at a different time of year this year. Last year it was very late in the season, basically the end of the season when the fig ripened. And this year I've given it a significant head start in the greenhouse. This is second year fig tree for me, so it's ripening a lot earlier. And I'm guessing that maybe that is a reason why it's just not tasting as good this year as it did last year. Maybe the time of year that it's ripening, maybe it doesn't taste as good when it ripens in so much heat. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what the reason is. I just know that this tasted good last year, and now here in its second year, it's not tasting as good. And I don't know for sure what the reason for that is, but I'm just going to keep trying this and see if it improves over the course of the season, because I know it's capable of tasting really good because it tasted good last year. So just keep trying this. So I've got two figs here, and I'll show you that's one of them. That looks okay. And then this one also looks okay. So let me cut these up and see how these taste. Last year I thought this had a really good flavor and somewhat unique flavor. I couldn't quite put my finger on it or describe it very well. So I was really interested to try this again so that I could try to provide a better description of what the flavor actually is. But let me go ahead and try this. Again, this is Damigella con Ramo. Okay, that's actually starting to taste pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely sweet now. It was, earlier in the season it was kind of tasteless, and now it's definitely sweet. Let me try this other one here. Oh yeah, okay. That's the first fig off the tree this year that really tastes good. Really a lot of sweetness on it. It doesn't have any of the grittiness that I was getting off the figs that didn't have much taste. Instead, it's got a smooth sort of texture to it that's really pleasant, whereas the grittiness was not so pleasant. And it's got a sweet, I've heard the flavor described as like fruit punch sort of flavor, and I can sort of see that now. Now that I have that in my mind and I'm thinking about that, I can say, okay, yeah, sort of, maybe like a fruit punch type flavor. That piece didn't have quite as much flavor. One more piece. Let me try this one last piece here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so maybe like it's a good flavor. It's a sweet, kind of fruity sort of flavor. Maybe you could describe it as like light berry, but it's real smooth, and yeah, fruit punch might be a little too strong because it doesn't have quite as much kick as like just drinking fruit punch, but maybe like a light fruit punch type flavor. might be a good way to describe it. But it is that fig was actually really good, and that reminds me of the figs that I had last season, which were really good, and had a really nice kind of unique flavor. Just really, I think I for lack of a better phrase, called it refreshing flavor from Damigella con Ramo last year, and that one there was close to that. It wasn't quite as good as those ones I had last year, but this fig has improved dramatically over the course of the season. These first maybe like 10 figs I got off this tree, and I've got a lot more left on there, but the first maybe like 10 figs I got off this tree just have not tasted good at all. I mean, just not much flavor, kind of a grittiness to them. And I'm not sure why that happened. I don't know if it's because of the difference in when it ripened. Like, it's just a fig that doesn't taste good unless it ripens later in the year or something. I don't know. I don't know why that was, but in any case, it's starting to taste good now. The flavor is improving significantly. So I'm looking forward to trying more of these as the second half of the season here starts pretty soon. And we're almost into September. I'd say beginning of September might be about the halfway point for me personally, just because I used the greenhouse. I had so many figs ripen so early. But in any case, all right, yeah, this fig's finally starting to taste good, so that's good to see. Damigella con Ramo, a fig that can be really tasty, although perhaps not consistently really tasty. It definitely can be really tasty. So that's Damigella con Ramo. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe and check out my website, www.figlife.com. Thanks.